So I'm on the floor right now, but normally I'd be standing up in an elevated surface. So I have all my materials here with me. I'm gonna check the patient. I'm using my iPad as the MAR. So this is Ellen Davis, date of birth 9/19, no known drug allergies. They'll be having sodium chloride 500 ml, 125 ml per hour IV to be administered via gravity using 15 drops per ml tubing. And then whenever I did the math, I got 31 drops per minute. The next medication is going to be cefazolin sodium, 1 gram IV piggyback to be given in 50 ml over 30 minutes via gravity using 15 drops per ml tubing. And when I did the math for that one for the drop factor, I got 25 drops per minute. And then I also confirmed that I have the 15 drops per ml tubing, so no extra math that needs to be done there. From there, let's go and check the medications. So I have everything, so let's check the medications and look at the MAR. This will be the second check. So let me go back to the first one. So I have sodium chloride here, expiration date for 2027, 500 ml. This one is correct. The next medication, the cefazolin. This all looks correct. Expiration date 7/20/31. Should have done hand hygiene actually before I did all of this. So yes, hand hygiene before I even touched anything. So now that we have done all of that, then we shall get everything ready. So I will do hand hygiene again. And then we're gonna go and ask the patient name, date of birth. They're gonna tell me that it is Ellen Davis, date of birth 9/19. And then we're gonna remove everything. I know these are out right now, but now we're gonna, like aseptic technique, we're gonna remove all of our tubings and get all of those ready. We're gonna do the primary first. So this one right over here. So here's my primary tubings. I would have this like on a plain table, but right now it's gonna be all over the place. So we are going to clamp the tubing shut, and then making sure not to touch the inside of this area whenever we remove it. We want to keep this part clean. I'm going to remove that. And then we're going to very carefully insert. Using a twisting motion here, making sure not to pierce the bag. Okay. So now this is up in there. So now I'm gonna go and hang it, but I'm gonna hang it all the way up here. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm hanging it on a hanger. That way I can go ahead and prime it. And then I'm gonna use this as the trash receptacle to catch the medication. So we're gonna squeeze and make sure we get at least half. Okay, I have half. So we're gonna prime it until there are no more bubbles. Okay, I see the liquid coming down now. It's going, it's going, it's going, it's going. And there you go. And then I've assessed the tubing. We are free of bubbles. So we are good to go. We are good to go with this one. place that right there. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna hand hygiene. We're gonna glove up, clean gloves. I'm gonna be reusing these, but I'm just gonna verbalize that we're doing clean gloves every time that we put on these gloves. And I've already used these, so it's gonna be hard to put on. And also, we gotta make sure that there's privacy. I don't think I verbalized that, but privacy for the patient as well. So now we're gonna assess the site. This is my patient's arm right here. We're gonna assume that the saline lock is already in here. So we're gonna palpate and assess the site, looking for any redness, any type of swelling, phlebitis, things like that. Everything looks good. Perfect. So now we're gonna take off the gloves and then perform hand hygiene. I'm taking them off like this because I'm gonna be reusing these, but you know, definitely get a new pair, a new clean pair. And then hand hygiene. And before I give the medication, I'm just gonna double check again. So this is going to be the sodium chloride 500 ml, 125 ml per hour, IV to be administered via gravity using 15 drops per ml tubing. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna clean the site over here. Vigorously do that. This is where I'm gonna connect it, the primary. And then, without touching the area here, I think there's some water that's gonna, or not water, there's some liquid that's gonna come out when I do this. Yeah. Then we're gonna go and screw it in. I'm gonna pretend that I'm screwing it in because I don't have it here. All right, it is screwed in. So now we're gonna go and administer 31 drops per minute. So, since it's not screwed in, I'm just gonna place it in here so I can catch the water, the liquid, so I can catch the liquid, the medication. All right, so let me get ready. And we are going to start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Okay, and then that was for 60 seconds, so a minute. So then from there, we're gonna go ahead and do our hand hygiene again. We're gonna assess the site one more time, and then we are going to go ahead and prepare the secondary. So hand hygiene, put the gloves on again. Or actually, I probably need to do the secondary tubing first. Yeah, let's prepare the medication before we assess the site. How about that? So now let's go and prepare the secondary medication. Sorry. So we're gonna double check again. This is the cefazolin. Everything looks correct. Let me just read it out. So the cefazolin, 1 gram IV piggyback to be given 50 ml over 30 minutes via gravity using 15 drops per ml tubing. And then with the math, that is 25 drops per minute. So now we are going to go ahead and prep this. Oh, geez. All right. without touching the inside once again. Remove that carefully. Take that off. We're gonna screw this on. Stuff is hard to screw in, my goodness. Okay, so now that that's there, we're gonna go and hang this above the primary. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna switch this one down, and I'm gonna use this attachment right over here. So now oh Lord. So now the primary is right there. You can barely see it over here. And then this is gonna be up here. All right. And then we're gonna prime it. Or it was already closed, but yeah, I would have closed it before. So now I'm opening it up so I can go ahead and prime it. Okay. All right, perfect. And then no bubbles, everything looks good. So now that that's primed, I am gonna go ahead and put on a new pair of gloves. Hand hygiene, put on a new pair of gloves. We're gonna assess the site, palpate, check and see if there's any redness, any infection, phlebitis, swelling. No, nothing. All right, all good. And then we're gonna go ahead and dispose of these new gloves that I had put on and then perform hand hygiene again. And then from there, we're gonna go and connect this to the Y port. So we're gonna go and clean the Y port, which is all the way down here. We're gonna clean this Y port, alcohol swab. And then there we are going to connect. We are going to connect the secondary to the Y port. Make sure to remove the plastic without touching that part there. All right, it's been screwed in. So now we're gonna go ahead and open up the primary tubing. Where is it? Right here. All right, so we're gonna open up the primary tubing, and then now we're going to go ahead and do 25 drops per minute. So we are going to start that one. Oh, this is already open too. So now we're gonna start it right now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. So that is 25 drops per minute. All right, so we have set the drop right there. So now what we're going to do, so that was the cefazolin, for the 25 drops per minute. 25 drops per minute. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and glove up one more time with clean gloves, and then we're gonna check the site. Once again, make sure that there is no swelling, phlebitis, redness. Everything looks good. I'm palpating. All right, perfect. So then we're gonna go ahead and dispose of the gloves. We're gonna do hand hygiene before and after. And then from there, we'll clean up our area, make sure that the patient is call light in reach, you know, all of the safety precautions, and then we're going to go